What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the No Counts Given podcast, the final Thursday episode of 2025, which is so crazy. It really does feel like quite literally yesterday, we just started this podcast. I was in meetings with Dance Team Union. We were collaborating on creative ideas and thoughts and a new partnership and new chapter of my life emerged. 2025, let's actually talk about it. What a crazy year. Just insane year. It really does feel like 2025 just stormed right by. It just flew right by me. It is quite literally insane to me that we are in December. We have 2 weeks left of 2025, and then it's 2026. How do I slow down time? Someone please explain it to me. How do I slow down time? This time last year, I feel like was such a pivotal point in my content creation, dance team, influencer era. I had this idea all year long, all 2024. Okay, I'm talking 2024. I had this idea where I knew I wanted to do like a podcast of some sort. I knew I wanted to take my platform and my following and everything I had worked for with reactions and dance team coverage. And I knew I wanted to expand it on just a broader audience, a long form audience or a long form platform. Um, and so I started working on not all 2024, but towards the end of 2024, it was like November. And I was like, okay, you know what? I have this idea. I just want to interview college athletes. And of course, I was going to do UDA college athletes. I feel like UDA is kind of where I first started doing coverage and reaction. So it felt only appropriate. And I got to sit down with athletes like Anthony from University of Memphis, Matthew Greco from Minnesota, Mackenzie from UCSB, Dylan from OCC. So many names, and I'm sorry, I'm not mentioning all of them. Haley from Hofstra, they just keep popping up in my head. But I just got to sit down and interview them and start learning a little bit more about like the production side of podcast, editing videos, finding a platform where I'm able to host interviews. Where am I going to post these? How do they perform in different areas? And after those, I think it was like 8 or 9 college interviews, I don't know what it was, but I just lost momentum. It's not that they weren't performing, because they were performing great. I was getting great feedback, but then I was like, okay, what now? What's next? Dance Team Union DTU Nationals was 3 months away. Do I just start working on that? And so I was just lost, and I did not know how to move forward after that. I went on, I did my reaction videos per usual. And then that's when I got the call from DTU about going out to DTU Nationals. I talk all about it in episode 20. But little did I know that those interviews were being looked at by people who are going to put me in the correct rooms, put me in the correct places, put me in front of the people that I need to be in front of to talk to. A little bit more about those interviews. There was a lot like on the back end too that I tried so hard to work for, and that was like sponsorships. I really wanted to get these episodes sponsored by someone. One, it did take a lot of time. Okay, it took a lot of my time, and I wanted to be reimbursed somehow from it. I wasn't going to get reimbursed from it from TikTok. I wasn't going to get reimbursed from it from YouTube, because there was like music and like a whole thing on that side over there. And so I was like, okay. And I wasn't working at the time. That's probably another important point. I wasn't working at the time. And so I was like, I need to get compensated somehow. January is a dual month for us choreographers. And I wasn't doing any consulting jobs at the moment. So I was like, how can I make a coin or two off this? And I got no sponsorships, which was fine. I had like 2 people that were really interested, but in the timeline that I needed to get the interviews out, it just it wouldn't have worked. And which was fine. So I put the interviews out, and yeah, I got the call from DTU, which was quite insane that it was those interviews and my reactions and the coverage that I provided to the community that caught D2U's eye. I went on, it was like 2021 season, 2022 season, 2023, 2024. 4 or 5 seasons it was. I was doing, it was 4 seasons. It was 4 seasons because the seniors that are graduating this year, I first reacted to them and covered them when they were freshmen, which is crazy. So yeah, but even like deeper into this era of the beginning of 2025 was October of 2024. It decided, I woke up one morning and I said, I need to move. I need to start somewhere fresh. I need to start somewhere new. I just needed a change in my life. And there wasn't anything going wrong. I was very happy where I was at. I was directing a studio for 8 seasons straight. I wanted to at least make it to 10 before I decided to get up and go. But in that time, before I moved down here, I was working a full-time sales job. I did that for 2 years. I helped a business get straight up off their feet. I ran the business for 2 years. I opened the first location. I managed the team. I managed the sales. I put every dollar into that boss's pocket. That's a whole nother story for not a No Counts Given episode. But I was not happy where I was at. And I wasn't dancing. I was coaching, but I wasn't dancing. I wasn't on Warriors anymore. And it just felt like there was something missing from my life. And I knew that I was destined for something so much more greater than what I was putting in front of myself. And so after just in a blink of an eye, everything that I did for that company just dissipated like that. And I was lost. I did not know what to do. I did not know how to move forward. And I was very stressed out for a very long time. And then that's when I woke up one morning and I was like, I need to move. I need to start fresh. Little did I know that this rejection would turn into a redirection so fast. Even though I had to spend months stressed and not knowing what was next, the universe had way bigger plans for me than I could have imagined. And now here I am. Full context why I moved to LA, because to be quite honest with you guys, if I had the choice to go anywhere, it would not have been LA. It would not have been LA. My boyfriend lives down here in SoCal, and we were actually planning on him moving up towards me, which is so funny. I was in NorCal, he was in SoCal, so it's only like a 5-hour drive. But then everything happened, and yeah, just in a blink of an eye, it was like, no, we have to switch up our plans. And so I decided to come down here to LA, and what a year it has been down here. I talked about it in episode 20 when I kind of talked about the birth of No Counts Given. But if you guys can see, like up here, I have my vision board. And recently I was looking at it, and because we're getting ready to do our 2026 vision boards, and I was trying to just evaluate to myself, like, what did I accomplish? What on this vision board aligned with my goals? And it's so crazy that everything on there somehow aligned with what happened to me in 2025. If you do not do a vision board, if you do not manifest, if you are not about that life, get into that life. Just get into that life. Maybe that's a whole nother conversation for a different time, but I truly do believe in vision boards. I believe in manifestation. And a lot of the things and a lot of the blessings that I've been able to get into my life have come from vision boards and manifestation. I want to be quite honest with you guys. Okay, I need to take a second. I need coffee. It is currently 6:47 a.m. Why am I up this morning? Don't ask. I do not live in a time zone. It used to be only over summer, but now it's like I don't live in a time zone ever. So it is 6:47 Thursday morning. We are recording this episode to get it out to the No Counts Given community. Final Thursday episode of the year. I kind of went on a little 2025 rant, and trust me, we're going to continue. So if you guys cannot tell, by the way, today's episode is just kind of like a recap of 2025. I wanted to talk about my 2025, and we're going to continue. I'm going to keep on going because the blessings that have came into my life in 2025 are beyond measures. I asked my Instagram followers to send me some of your 2025 hot takes. What are things that happened in 2025? Is there anything that we need to relive? And we're going to go through those in a little bit. I I have not opened them up yet. Okay. I posted this on Instagram yesterday, like around noon, I want to say. And I have not opened them up yet. So we're going to open them up. We're going to talk about all of these things that people have sent in. Hopefully, talk about all of them. And then I have some crazy news, like something that I am so hyped for, breaking in the dance team world. And it is a message, it is a pathway that I feel like really needs to be followed, needs to be studied. And if we're going to talk about dance as a sport, it needs to be in the works, it needs to be an industry standard. We're going to talk about all of those things. But of course, you would not have the opportunity to sit here and listen to me yap week after week after week after week if it was not for my incredible sponsors, Dance Team Union. You are going to go to danceteamunion.com. Prodigy Dance Convention is coming to DTU Nationals, and dancers, coaches, anyone involved in the dance team world, you don't want to miss this. You are going to get real recruiting opportunities from recruits, from coaches, from top leaders that are in the dance team industry. And you're going to get those insights on what it really takes to level your career into the college dance team realm. With that, you're going to get advice. You're going to be able to talk to recruits. You're going to be able to make connections. You're going to have a faculty that truly loves dance team and wants to see you succeed. And for the first time ever, Prodigy Dance Convention comes to Dance Team Union Nationals. Get ready to elevate your performance and your future. Prodigy Convention blends elite training with real recruitment access. Explore jazz, hip hop, pom, technique, acro, plus chances to unlock one-on-one time with college recruiters. But what makes this event truly special is it's home at DTU Nationals, hosted by Dance Team Union, an organization built to be bold, be authentic, be you. DTU was founded to bring a fresh coach and dancer focused approach to competition. They prioritize artistry along with technique, providing feedback that helps your team grow, not just compete, and foster a positive, inclusive atmosphere where each dancer is seen and valued. And now you have your chance to stand out. Registration is open, spots are limited. Go to danceteamunion.com to register and get ready to shine on February 5th at DTU Nationals in Orlando, Florida. Your story starts here. Let's continue on this 2025 talk. Okay, so let's hop into like February timeframe. February and March were pretty insane for me. Okay, February is when I got the call from DTU. I went out to their nationals, and then after that, it was like week after week after week. We were on weekly calls, weekly Google Meet calls, getting all of the plans together, figuring out all of the logistics for No Counts Given, the name, the branding, the story behind the brand, just building everything. That was like February, March, April. Okay, but in that time frame, I don't know if you guys remembered. I talked about it like ever so briefly. I was harassed at a dance competition. I was at USA All Star and High School Dance Nationals when I had this encounter of four dance dads that were harassing me, calling me slurs, all of the things. The video is on my TikTok page still, where I talk about everything that happened. And that consumed about 4 months of my life, to be quite honest with you guys. This happened in March, I want to say. I think it was like around my birthday. It happened in March. And then, to be quite transparent with you guys, I ended up in court. I ended up winning my battle in court, pretty much. And it that just took a huge mental hit from me. I think if anyone's going to come to you and say, hey, you have people that are in your business that are harassing people, threatening people, and as the business owner, you just say, I don't care. That didn't happen in my eyes. It is just wild. I took a very big mental hit from it in the midst of planning the podcast. And to be quite honest with you guys, if I did not have the podcast to get my mind away from it, I don't know where I would be right now. To be quite frank with you, I do not know where I would be right now. So that happened. Um, won that, moved on, and now we're in summer. Okay, June. Listen, June, July, August, September, October. Your boy was busy. Okay, out of those, what was that, 4 months that I was working, doing choreography jobs, on consulting jobs, doing master classes with studios, um, I was also running the podcast. Okay. I think I was home maybe like 3 or 4 weekends out of that. And I'm talking like Monday to Thursday, I was in a new state, new town, new team or existing team. Um, then what? Friday, I'm traveling home. Friday night, I'm home if I'm lucky. Saturday morning, I'm on a new trip. I'm out, I'm traveling. And it's a life that I feel very blessed to have. It is very differently compared to years previously. I was really selective with the choreography clients that I was taking on. I wanted to make sure that they matched my vision and my culture. And I'm so lucky to have choreography clients that I just adore. And I hope they adore me and we work well together. And incredible success this season so far. It's only been like 3 competitions, which we'll talk about a different time, but insane. And in the past, if you I'm sure a lot of you guys probably don't know this, but in the past, I was on this like traveling, like how I was this year, where I was gone 180 days out of the year. I used to do that for 3, 4 years straight. And mentally, I got so drained. It's a little dark and it's a little deep, but it got to a point where I would walk into a new hotel room and I would just look around and all the walls just look the same to me. But it wasn't my home, if that makes sense. I'm going to a new hotel, same walls, not same hotel, but you get what I'm saying. Like it's not home. And I would just look at all these white walls and I just felt like I was quite literally going crazy, to be honest with you. And I just had to take a huge break. So for like 3 years, I stopped traveling. I was not doing choreography. Luckily, this happened like around the pandemic era. So I would have had to take a break either way. Um, but this year I got nervous taking on so many choreography jobs and traveling, and not once did I find myself in that headspace. And I feel very lucky. It was a long mental journey that I had to take to get myself out of there. And this year I was able to turn myself around, and it pat on my back because it was a lot and it took a lot out of me to get to that place. And I did it for my people were there for me, and that's what makes traveling to these choreography jobs so easy. It's like I'm going to go visit family and I get so excited, like to see the kids, to see the studio owners, see the coaches. I just get so excited. It's like visiting family. um so that was like my whole summer, and then getting into like September, October, that's when we decided I think it's time that we do a second episode for No Counts Given, a second weekly episode. We went on, like I was only doing Thursday episodes, which was a challenge in its own, getting podcast guests on, traveling to them or us being in the same area and being able to work time out with each other. It was a lot. And but I wanted to get this Tuesday episode out to everyone because I wanted to really break down competitions. Like, truth be told, that is what the bread and butter of No Counts Given in my eyes really was supposed to be. Was the competition coverage, the athlete highlights, were talking about the successes of so many teams, the news, the breaking news, and being transparent with our audience, because that's what I've always loved to do. I love watching competitions. I love looking at scores. I love seeing different perspectives of routines because they're not always the same as me. And I like that. I like that I'm able to to argue sometimes about scores with my peers, and it's really fun. So we started really working down into this second Tuesday episode. And I knew that I wanted to have a new partner come on, or a new podcast sponsor join into the No Counts Given family. And to be honest with you guys, it was like a no-brainer to me that it was going to be Rebel. I like did my research. I was asking some of my peers for contacts, and it took one meeting. Okay, one meeting, and I'm so thankful for Teresa and her team. One meeting, and she was like, "Let me know what you need, and let's do it." And I just feel so thankful that I'm able to have people that will back the podcast and back me like that. And I'm excited for more partnerships coming in 2026. You're going to have to stay tuned for that. Um, And so here we are. We are in November, December competition season. And although the start of it didn't quite go as I planned and expected in my head, being that it's a first year podcast and I'm really like getting ducks in a row and figuring out time management around having a podcast. I am so, so, so excited of the response that these Tuesday episodes have been getting. The performance has been great. The reaction, not the reactions, the feedback that I have been getting is great. And I'm just very excited for these Tuesday episodes. I'm like to the point now where I'm like, can competition season never end? Because I don't know what I'm going to do on Tuesdays anymore. We're going to go back to just having a Thursday weekly episode. Do we really want that? Are you going to miss hearing my voice 2 times a week? But anyways, December, we're here. And I don't know. I just feel so thankful. I feel so blessed. I feel honored to be able to have a podcast where I'm able to, this is my full-time job. Like I get to do this full time. I get to live and breathe dance team full time. And I feel so blessed. I hope 2025 treated all of you guys well. If it did not, if this year maybe didn't feel like your best year, we've all been there. I've been there. I think it's important, especially when maybe things don't feel like it's going your way, that I know it's easier said than done. Do not take any of it personal. Do not think the universe is working against you. Little do you might know that it is a complete redirection of your path and your journey. And sometimes what you have aligned for yourself and what your plan is not, I say universe, you could say God, you could say whatever you want to say. The universe has a plan for you and it's going to work out and it will work out. I guarantee you that. Let's go on to look at these Instagram messages that I had received. I have them right here in front of me now. I've been like kind of skimming through them as I'm like trying to talk because some of these topics that I'm reading, I'm like, I said nothing's off limits. So we're gonna have to see. All right, let's get into these Instagram. I put a poll, not a poll. What is it? I put a questionnaire up and I just said, hey, what are some of your 2025 dance team hot takes, greatest moments that we need to relive? Let's talk about them, okay? The first thing that I noticed as I'm looking, though, I see a lot of teams and I see a lot of routines. I'm going to go through them. We're going to like kind of briefly touch on them because it's national season coming up. It's national season coming up, okay? And we're going to be doing something really fun for nationals. And all of these teams that I'm about to talk about, I'm probably going to talk about them again once national season rolls around. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about them. Okay, and I'm not going to show who sent me what on the screen. As always, if you send me something on Instagram, it will always stay private. No one will ever see it. Yeah, I always like to keep that. It's between us, girl. It's between me and you, okay? First one. Someone said, still thinking about that Mark Keppel routine. Listen, we're talking about Mark Keppel, the clown routine. Oh my gosh. I talk a lot about the buy-in and the selling of a routine. And whenever I'm on a choreography job or I'm on a consulting job or like, for example, just this past weekend, I had a choreography client that was competing and, one of their biggest competitors is really talented. And they just kept texting me like, oh my gosh, Kyle, the routine is fire. Like, what is it that we're missing? And I just kept telling them, like, it's both routines are so good. Who's going to sell it more? And which judges are going to buy into that sell? Okay. And sometimes I really feel like that's all it is. That's really what it comes down to. Yeah, some people say, like, who wants it more? But in my opinion, who's selling the routine more? Now let's talk about Mark Keppel, the clown routine. From the beginning of the routine, no, I lied. I just lied. From the beginning of their nationals trip to the end of that nationals trip, if they were in that clown costume, it was being sold. If you walked next to them in the hallway, they're still in that clown energy, okay? They're joking around, they're doing little scares. When they were performing, walking onto the stage, they were selling it, walking in just a little crazy, okay? But my favorite part, the routine alone, I believe it was like 3 minutes long. So it's typically longer than what we would usually see like on a 2-minute time frame. So by like 2 minutes, 30 seconds, while yes, it is a great routine, in my head, I'm starting to think, is this going to end anytime soon? Okay. Routine finally ends. What do they do? I hope I could find the video. They end, they're like, meh, 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 clown, whatever. And then they get up and they start charging the audience, still in character. I was sitting front row, like my toes were touching the Marley that they were performing on. Okay. They were right here to my face. It scared me. Okay. And in the video, hopefully I can find it, you could hear me scream. And then the video turns off because I was quite terrified. Um, it's it's one of those routines that I do feel like we're gonna be thinking about for a very long time. And I can't wait to see what Mark Keppel brings to the national stage this year. Okay, next one. Someone said Miami Arts Varsity Hip Hop. Okay, listen. I don't know if you're talking about 2025 or this season. Hate to say it, but I have not seen Miami Arts 2025 or 2026 this year's video. Usually I get all videos, but Miami Arts Varsity Hip Hop for some reason was not recorded on the drive I was checking. So I have not seen it. I saw the scores. I'm aware of the scores. I'm aware of the score captions. I read all the way through them. Um, I'm going to be in Miami for Florida State Championships with DTU. Miami Arts. Are you guys going to be there? Please let me know. I will be there. I want to see it. I want to see it. Okay, someone said Dakota. Listen, okay? I became a Dakota fan this past 2025 season. I believe it was like a virtual competition. I watched Dakota Palm, and I immediately fell in love. The choreography was so top tier, okay? Now, I was able to meet some of the Dakota athletes and the coach at nationals this past February, and I just love them. They were some of the sweetest athletes and coaches that I have met. We took a picture together. I got to go in the front, watch them compete, and I'm just a fan. I'm a fan of Dakota. One thing I love about Dakota um, is that it's so funny. I never thought about my reaction videos being like this, but as I started talking to more athletes and coaches, I started realizing that they have really found a way to utilize my reaction videos as like judges' critiques. And like the one thing that I kept saying when I was doing a reaction video to Dakota was like their feet. They were just like, I don't want to say walking, but like fast walking to transitions, and they were not engaging their feet. And like, especially in palm, the stronger your feet are and you're really pressing the balls of your feet, I'm like pushing on my leg. You're really pressing the balls of your feet into the floor. The sharper your hands are going to be, the tighter your core is going to be. It just all aligns, right? And they came up to me at nationals. They were like, Kyle, you're right. We did exactly that. And like their scores went higher. The judges were noticing it. I noticed it. It was funny because I noticed it before I even remembered I said that like months ago. So I just love Dakota. I cannot wait to see them at nationals. This year has been so fun because I usually see these routines like nationals first time around, but I've been able to like see so many of these routines at the regional level, and it's just been so fun. Okay, let's move on. Changing the end of U of M when Matthew hugged Ava instead of turn. The only thing I want to say about that is I think it is so funny how what was the story? It was in my episode 1 with Amanda Gaines and Melissa McGee. Amanda talks about how someone said online that she was paid 50,000 50 thouies, okay, dollars to change that ending. It is crazy that people think dance team is that intense because it really isn't. I don't really have anything to say about the change. I don't quite. I see like the emotional tie to it, but yeah, I don't. I really don't have anything to say. What do you want me to say? I loved it. I loved it. Someone said Michigan Jazz. Michigan Jazz. This is your year. This year is your year. I said this when D1A. Speaking of D1A, stay tuned because we're talking about D1A later. D1A Jazz. I remember watching it and immediately I said Michigan's taking it this year. Michigan is taking it this year. They didn't. They got like what, third, fourth, and it didn't happen. I'm just waiting on the year. I think this is going to be the year Michigan can take it home. I want to say like first, second place. I'm like really rooting for Michigan. I'm really rooting for Michigan. Another team I'm really rooting for is Cincinnati. If you know me, I'm a huge Cincinnati fan. Shout out Cincinnati. Shout out Jillian. Love the choreography. Every year she like eats it. I was talking to Cincinnati coach Courtney at Prodigy, and she was telling me that this year's Palm is like something they've never done before. So I am very excited, which FYI, that's what every coach I talk to tells me, but I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. I have not seen any videos of any college routines yet. Funny story, I had someone reach out to me yesterday, and they asked me if I want, I'm not going to say what team, but they're like, do you want XYZ routine? I said, do you want me to post you on my story? Do you want me to? No, I don't. Like, I was pissed when Ohio got leaked, and then, like, of course I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it. Of course I'm going to watch it. Like, come on. Come on. Moving on. Okay. So another team I'm excited for. Someone said South Carolina, first time at nationals and placing top 10 in both categories. I cannot wait to see South Carolina this year. What's their new guy's name? It's not clicking in my head. I'm just excited. Okay, I need to see him in hip hop. I need to see him in jazz. I think if it's done right with Matthew Greco graduating out, I think there's room for a new king of dance team, and I think it could be him. Okay, moving on. Why are scores changed at nationals? Why are scores changed at nationals? Why can't they give in a real time score? You know, it's so interesting because I posted a TikTok clip of me talking about like at some national events scores might be changed in the back room, and I had judges commenting on it and be like, judge here, judge there for 10 years, guarantee you it's not happening. But then I have people in my DMs and people writing on that same thing saying, I've seen it with my own two eyes, I witnessed this actually happen. So and whatever, it's not my business. I could care less, honestly, at this point. At the end of the day, I think it's important to remember with these billion-dollar companies is that they have $1 billion for a reason. Everything's about money. All right, moving on. What's this next one I have? Got to go to my next page. Oh my gosh, someone keeps sending this in. Sent it in like 4 times. They said Northwest Community College, open hip hop. Northwest Community College, open hip hop. And then in parentheses, we need to talk about it. And then sent it again. Hey there. Oh, hey, here again. Northwest Community College, open hip hop. You guys, if you are not into Northwest, you need to get into Northwest. I really do feel like Northwest can make some of these open and D1A teams, and or not open because they are open, but D1 and D1A teams like eat dirt. I love the culture and the authenticity that Northwest brings, and they are not appreciated enough at the nationals level. Now, yes, while I get it, they win, the scores do not reflect what that team is about. So I love Northwest, and I'm excited to watch Northwest. Someone said Castile High School National Dance Team Championships 2025. I love Castile. I just covered Castile, to be quite honest with you. So go watch one of my recent episodes. I talk about Castile. This is a big one right now. Someone said conversation dance is not a sport question mark. Okay, let's talk about it because I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen the clips. I actually watched Jason Pickett. He was on No Counts Given recently. I watched his whole spiel about dance not being a sport. Here's what I have to say. I think it is very irresponsible, I guess the word is that I'm looking for people to just straight up say dance is not a sport. Okay, that takes away the value and the meaning of dance for so many, listen to the word I'm about to say, athletes out there. Okay, when people look at dance as a sport, for some reason, they hear sport and they think back tucks, more turns, aerials, 540s, all of these crazy, insane tricks. Okay. That's not, I mean, I can't speak for most people, but I can speak for myself. When I say dance is a sport, I'm not talking about the athleticism of it. I'm talking about the competitiveness. Okay. I'm talking about how competitive dance is in general. It is easily becoming one of a lot of people's, I mean, it's becoming a topic, it's becoming an event that people not even in dance team or dance alone look forward to. Okay, we look forward to the competition. We look forward to seeing how these teams do. We look forward to seeing their debut on the national stage. We look forward to all of it. And it is a sport to some of us. And there are large organizations that are trying to actually platform dance as a competitive sport, where studios are being franchised out and paid, and athletes are getting paid for their time to compete around the world. So I think for anyone to say dance is not a sport, it's just irresponsible. It's like I can say dance is an art and I could argue my point, but it doesn't mean that I'm right. So I think if we just lean into a healthier conversation where we could appreciate dance in all aspects and contribute conversation to that, where you're not devaluing someone's success or devaluing someone's future or the future that they're looking forward to, and talk about how we could mix artistry in there as well too. Because you can look at some of these hip hop routines. They are some of the most difficult, most athletic routines that I have seen, and there's not a single trick in there. But I know it's difficult and I know it's athletic because me as a dancer watching it, I can tell you now, I could get through 30 seconds of that routine before I'm on my hands and knees, huffing and puffing, asking you to call 911. Point blank, period. Let's move on. Okay, I think this is going to be, yep, this is the last page. Quentin, stop. Get out of here. I see your response. Get out of here. OSU coming out with a Netflix documentary. Okay, listen, I cannot confirm nor deny this, but what I could tell you is that in April of 2024, no, that's wrong. April of 2025, because I was at College Classic, I got a DM from someone asking me if I wanted to be a part of a documentary for Ohio State. And that was it. That is all I'm going to share. So I cannot confirm or deny that it is a Netflix documentary. I cannot confirm or deny that it is a documentary. I ended up not doing the interview. So yeah, that tells you enough. Apparently only 2 teams exist during national season. You're not wrong. And it's just, I feel so bad for so many athletes out there that work so hard and put just as much sweat and tears and work into their routines, and all they see online is like the 2 top teams of the year. So I know, I agree. Apparently only 2 teams exist during national season, and hopefully, like with more podcasts being out there, we're able to spotlight more events and we're able to give a platform to all events, because dance team matters. Dance team is not just one event. Let's see. Did you watch the Varsity podcast series? I did. I think I don't really have much to say about it. I don't feel like Varsity was challenged enough. And the way that I will put it is it was Varsity brand. Um, their customers were the ones interviewing them, and then that same customer just got chosen to represent Team USA by the person they were interviewed by. So just come on, come on. I don't think that they were challenged enough. That's all. I think it was, if your 2 concerns are better nationals seating and coaches need to push play for competition, and that's your biggest request to this brand, yeah, it's just not challenged enough for me. Sorry, that's it. It just wasn't challenged enough for me. I can have my opinion. Okay, I think that's it for this one. I have some exciting news. Okay, I'm just going to come out and say it. D1A is a made up division. Okay, you quite literally just heard me ranting about it on social media. But the fact of the matter is, sorry, I'm pulling up my notes. D1A is a myth. It does not exist in the world of collegiate sports. Okay, this is something I've been thinking for a while. Like, why do we sub caption D1? Okay, let's make it very clear. It is for the branding. Okay, they're creating this like hierarchy of a division that does not exist. And I guess my question all along has really been, if a division only exists in inside one organization, okay, and nowhere else in college athletics, it is not a division. It's a label, it's a marketing tactic. It is a way to keep customers happy and reward more winners, okay? This year, I am very proud and I'm very excited that Dance Team Union is saying, no, we're done with it. We're not following this made up D1A division. We're going to allow college teams to compete in their respective categories or their respective divisions like they were a collegiate sport. And that is the move that I think everybody needs to take. Now, what's very important about this, actually, let's talk about transparency for a second, because yeah, I just appreciate the transparency that DTU brings. And I appreciate that they are truly dancer focused, coach focused, athlete focused. They just focus on the betterment of the programs that come into their community and the people that come into their community. And it is just so refreshing to see. Um, so, competition divisions. D1 teams will be divided into large and small divisions based on enrollment, as determined by DTU in its sole discretion after independently verifying with each team's university officials, and will be in the same division, large or small, for routines entered. So, basically, what they're saying is that depending on your university's enrollment, that is where you're going to be large or small. Okay. For all other school sizes, teams may be grouped within each style into divisions based upon their NCAA or NAIA or similar sporting affiliation or divisions. A team will not be considered to be within a division until its athletic programs are eligible to win a national championship in that division. Example, if a school moves from NCAA Division 2 to Division 1, it will remain in Division 2 for purposes during any waiting period for championship eligibility. Any split between divisions will be determined by DTU based upon the number of entries received for each competition. In addition, DTU may choose to combine styles or add additional categories in order to increase competitiveness in DTU's sole discretion. Um, Pretty much that sums it up of saying if we need more teams to compete against each other, we are going to make the appropriate style combinations or additional categories to increase that competitiveness, which I do like. Now, this is what I like about this new no more D1A. Okay, any team may elect to compete up. That is, compete in a division for teams of larger school sizes. Okay, so that does not mean like we're not talking about large and small team sizes. Okay, so not team size. We're talking about enrollment. So if I am a D1 team and I'm in the small division because of the enrollment of my university, and I'm like, no, I really want to compete against these larger schools, you can do that. No questions asked. Let them know. No questions asked. Elect to compete up. Now, for DTU, I feel like this is a great step into the right direction for them. D1A was so competitive at the college classic, and D1 is major. Like the schools that are competing D1, mind blowing. They're insane. So seeing this year, like D1 compete against D1 is going to be so incredible to watch. I hope you guys have a great rest of your 2025. I have one more episode on Tuesday where we are breaking down all DTU weekend competitions, the rankings, December rankings, and then I will not see you guys again until 2026. Just kidding. I'll be all over my social media. Duh. Hello. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your 2025. I hope you have a great weekend. If you're competing this weekend, best of luck. Have fun. Do not take competition too seriously. Take it serious enough where you can be proud of yourself. Do not take it serious enough where you're going to be upset over small little things. Enjoy the process. Have fun on stage. I will see you guys on Tuesday. Have a great rest of your day. I thought I rhymed, but day and day, it's the same. Okay, bye.